Hey, what is up? This is Jeff Zimfer, host of the podcast Mortgage Marketing Radio. We are continuing our live series of talking about why teaching agent classes is the number one way to grow your agent relationships, grow your agent referrals. So if you got questions about teaching agent classes, put them down below, whether it's live or replay. And let me know what your number one concern is about teaching agent classes. Let me give you something to think about here. Oftentimes when I ask that question, I hear loan officers' response is, I don't know the content. I'm not a subject matter expert on the content. I don't, maybe filling the room, getting butts in the seats, things like that, follow up after the class. So what's your number one concern about teaching agent classes? That's what we're dealing with and talking about here, because 10 years now doing this, and I don't mean, in the mortgage business, because that for me started in 2003, but I mean 10 years in, as an originator, working with other LOs, interviewed over 100 top producers on the podcast at Mortgage Marketing Radio. As a matter of fact, the most recent one, which drops tomorrow, a little spoiler alert, sneak peek reveal, Bill Murphy out of Massachusetts with Fairway Mortgage. His number one source of referrals from agents is by teaching agent classes. He did, I think, 266 loans last year. And so you'll hear more about that on the podcast. But I'm here today to answer your questions and provide and continue this conversation. Okay, so let's jump into it. I'm just going to check my phone here and kind of follow along with you guys as you're leaving comments here as well. So apologize for not staring at you. Let me just make sure we got people online. And if you're here, give me a shout out. Let me know you're here, live or replay. You can even, type in the comments, replay, because I'm going to go back and make sure any comments or questions you have in here on the replay, I will answer those and get you the answers you need. All right. Okay. So what's up, Doris? How you doing? Let me go back to previous conversation. We talked about why teaching agent classes, right? It's number one, first of all, understanding the mindset of agents. We talked about that. If you need a link to the replay, you can watch that. It's probably in the feed right here. But we talked about, first of all, understanding the mindset of real estate agents. And it's important to know that if you're showing up like every other loan officer in town, you know what? You're going to put yourself in a disadvantage, a box right out of the gate. That's going to make it hard for you to compete, get attention, and get noticed. What is up, my man, Brian? Hope you're doing well. So that's the first thing we talked about in the last episode. And in this session, actually, the other thing we talked about was the traditional sales model is broken, right? Cold calling, all that stuff. I know some people still do it. They get results. Some people are still coached that. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it's not that effective. It's not leveraged. And once again, I'm all about how do I show up as unique and different? I don't want to look and sound like every other loan officer in town. So if I'm going to do what every other LO is doing, that's not going to be beneficial for me and my personal brand, which led us into, on the last conversation, talking about the new rules of sales and marketing and the modern referral process and how we engage differently today and reverse the process, right? So let me talk about here, what I'm here to talk about today is whether or not you have a proven system for attracting, engaging, and converting real estate agents to referral partners. Here's the thing that I found over years of doing this is that most loan officers are simply winging it, right? They're leaving their success to chance with real estate agents. Okay, they don't have a plan. They don't track their numbers, their conversions, and things like that, and they're simply going about it in a way that is very hard and frustrating and long. I mean, I know when I first started as an originator, right, I've practiced and followed what everybody else was doing, right? I was cold calling, door knocking, get out there, broker previews, open houses, and all that kind of stuff. And here's my question for you guys. Does that stuff work? Does any of that stuff work? Answer, yes. But the question is how reliable is it? How consistent is it? It's up and down and up and down, and it's like going to Vegas here where I live and just throwing money down without any strategy or whatsoever. You're gambling. You're just rolling the dice because you're spinning your wheels. You're burning a lot of time and energy prospecting, calling, chasing, right? Yes, thank you, Doris. Those things do work, but they work haphazardly and not predictable. Here's what I know. If you've read the book by Michael Gerber, The E-Myth, comment below. Let me know you've read The E-Myth. It's a great book. One of the most, highly successful books ever about small businesses and why they succeed. And Michael Gerber, who I've actually interviewed on the podcast, you can go back and look at that. I think that was 2 years ago. Michael Gerber, author of the E-Myth, talked about that after working with over 3 million businesses, he discovered that for any business to realize its full potential, it must master 3 core systems: attract, engage, and convert. Think about that. Every successful business long-term masters the ability to attract its ideal clients, to engage with them, and to convert them to become customers. The challenge with loan officers is they don't approach it from that angle. They approach it in a very gunshot fashion. I think I'll scramble on Monday and make a bunch of phone calls, set a bunch of meetings and coffee meetings with agents that I don't even pre-qualify in advance, and I find out the agents don't have any business. They don't send me any business. They're sleeping with the lender, married to a lender, right? Whatever the case is. Most LOs process is random and the equivalent of really playing like whack-a-mole, right? Agent pops up, bam. Agent pops up, bam. Okay. I talked about this on our last episode. Here's a quote from W. Edwards Deming. 94% of all failure is a result of the system, not the people. Okay? So, in order to succeed in capturing real estate agents, converting them to referral partners, and growing your pipeline with referrals, you need a system. And that's why teaching agent classes is another great system for getting in front of agents in a predictable manner that's repeatable. Because once you know your numbers, if you're in front of 10, 20, 30 agents every single month, right, it just becomes the law of large numbers working in your favor. Instead of onesie, twosie, you're meeting groups of agents, right, 10, 20 at a time. And if you're doing it right, you're making an incredible impact that they are grateful for. You're delivering tremendous value, and they're now attracted to want to work with you. All right, so let's talk about this. Why does teaching agent classes and workshops rock? Okay. Number one, positioning, okay, puts you in control. You flip the funnel because agents are coming to you instead of you chasing them, right? And it's a system, right? You immediately establish authority and stand out from the noise. You're instantly perceived as unique and successful. You're not asking for anything up front. You're being a go-giver. So number one, classes work because of positioning. Number two, you scale your reach. We know it's a numbers game. Right? So you've got to reach more agents in less time. You've got to compress that time. So in order to build a stable base of productive agents, you need to sift and sort through large numbers. We know that, right? Hosting agent classes shortens the usual timeline of meeting agents by chance or individually over coffee, right? Who's got time to do that unless they're really qualified? That's when you really want to sit down with them. So about more agents in less time means you'll improve your conversion rate quickly, and you'll build your awareness among your local agent population. You'll start to build your personal brand. Make sense? Okay. And then reason number three, agent classes rock, is the impact of in-person. Social media, online marketing is an important part of your overall strategy, yes, but it never replaces the impact of meeting people face to face. Okay. What does that mean? It means being in person versus online exclusively allows you to build trust faster, develop more rapport and likability, right, which leads to getting referrals faster and building more loyalty. Here's the thing, you know it. People do business with people what? They know, they like, and they trust. Being in person, teaching classes, the positioning elements that go into that accelerates all those factors. And there's a bonus reason why teaching agent classes rock. Like I just mentioned at the start of this, my podcast dropping tomorrow with Bill Murphy from Fairway. Top producers host agent classes. Simple, they do, okay? Anybody who's got a relationship-driven business that has realtors as a core pillar of their business, they host agent classes. How do I know? Because I've interviewed over 100 of them, and I've read the articles in Scotsman's Guide of over a top 100 originators. There's a good reason a large percentage of top producers, right, rank hosting agent classes and workshops among their most effective forms of marketing. Why? Because they work, okay? All right. Now, guys, if you got any comments or whatever below, feel free to leave them below, okay? By the way, if you want more help in teaching agent classes and adding that to your pillar of business, right? Go check out mortgagemarketing.pro. This is my, kind of blatant offer. If you want to learn more about teaching agent classes, how we do it, how we've helped LOs for over 10 years do it, how we're helping loan officers get referrals instantly on the spot. One loan officer actually I just talked to today has a class tomorrow. He's got 95 reservations for his class. He's beside himself. He's just like unbelievable. What's he going to do with all that activity, right? How would you like to have that good problem of having 95 agents attending your class? Does that happen for everybody? No. Anyway, if you're looking for more help on that, right? We've got a resource for you, mortgagemarketing.pro, done for you agent classes, PowerPoints, handouts, speaker notes, training. And by the way, these aren't the usual classes. These are like classes that agents want to attend, not FHA, not financing 101. We're talking Facebook marketing, Facebook pages, Facebook ads, millennial marketing, personal branding, all these types of things. Oh, and by the way, those are all topics that you need to learn too. So you get a dual benefit. You learn it by digesting and consuming the information and apply that to your business is going to grow. You share that information by teaching a class or a workshop for real estate agents, your business is going to grow. It's a win-win, okay? All right. Speaking of that, what are the 5 steps to hosting a successful agent event? Well, let me give them to you right here, right now. Hold on a second. Doris says you love agent classes. That's awesome, Doris. Thank you for sharing. Tell me a little bit about the classes you've done, Doris. What topics have you talked about before? And as I give you a chance to answer that, I'm going to dive into the 5 steps to hosting a successful agent class. Number 1, choose a compelling topic. Okay? Don't overdo it with mortgage topics. Okay? Focus on business-related topics from digital marketing, social media, to database marketing like I talked about. Agents are hungry for good content related to their specific challenges. I'll give you a real-world story of that. Today, I was in a meeting with real estate agents in my local area here. I was brought in by a local title rep, asked to give a brief primer on using Instagram and Facebook stories. So picture this. I'm sitting at this conference table for a local well-known name franchise. If I named it, you would know it. And at this conference table is 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 real estate agents, okay? All of them, I don't know if maybe there was one who was 40 years old in there, but all of the rest of them were under 40, more like they're millennials. And every single one of them opened up with sharing their challenges and apprehensions and frustrations with social media. Succeeding on social media, getting started, Facebook stories versus Instagram stories. I don't like sharing personal content. You know what I mean? It kind of blew my mind to think that these are the target market of the most socially engaged and online people, according to the research, and yet they're sharing with me that they're having these challenges with social media. Hello, folks, people need the help, okay? So that's why choosing a compelling topic like I just talked about resonates so well and gets high attendance, like the gentleman I mentioned who's got 95 reservations for his class tomorrow. Huge. Okay, so that's number 1, compelling topic. Number 2, for a rockin' successful agent class, partner with affiliates. I told you, the person who brought me into that meeting earlier today, title rep. Okay, team up with a local title, escrow, home warranty. If you're in an attorney state, team up with attorneys, pest control, financial advisors. I don't care. Find somebody who's got a vested interest in getting in front of the local real estate agents. Become an affiliate member of your local board, network, get involved, and work together. Okay, home warranty insurance reps are awesome. They're a great way to help you spread the word, share any related costs for the venue, for lunch, for coffee. They know agents you don't know. They're your boots on the ground. So partner with affiliates. Number 3, multi-channel marketing. Okay, when we do classes, we do everything. We use printed event flyers. We promote on social media. We nurture and invite over email, right? We do video messages to people over text, over Facebook Messenger, right? We're engaging, we're posting, we're sharing. You know, it's a shock and awe approach. You've got to go wide to get maximum butts in seats, okay? So multi-channel marketing, use all the channels you have available at your disposal, okay? Step 4, leverage technology. We use a free version of Eventbrite, right? Eventbrite is free. It captures reservations. It manages the RSVPs. It sends them a thank you. It builds out your attendee list for you. It automates the follow-up and reminder messages. It gives you a nice professional branded experience for people to go ahead, issue tickets, literally tickets over email. It's amazing, right? I love it. Use it. Been using it for almost 10 years now, okay? And when people come into our program, we give them the done-for-you custom marketing flyer with their brand on it. We give them the Eventbrite header image. So everything looks awesome and done, turnkey. Just fill out a form and you get your instant customized flyer with your photo, your logo, the whole 9 yards on that sucker. So, all right, Doris, let's see. How to overcome buyer objections, Q&A, social media engagement. Love it. Yeah, good topics. How to overcome buyer objections. I love that. It sounds like you hit a Q&A that was more kind of relaxed Q&A. That's really cool. Hope it went well for you. Feel free to share kind of what your results were in terms of attendees and meetings following that up. Speaking of follow-up, here's number 5 to hosting kick-ass agent classes. All right. The F word. Follow up. Yeah. First of all, expect a 30% no-show rate. Okay. If you get 50 reservations, expect that 30% of them will not show up. It's a free event, right? So you're going to get a lot of people who book and who just don't come. You can reduce that with some of the follow-up techniques, right? If you apply those in the reminders, but on average, it's about a 30% no-show rate. Just is. So overbook, okay? So to maximize attendance, follow-up is critical, right? You've got to make at least 3 confirmation calls, whether it's you or somebody on your team, a VA, right? And then, so once at the time of RSVP, so when they first make a reservation, you call, you thank them for confirming, hey, did you get your tickets, right? And then twice leading up to the event as reminders, also using the automated email reminders from Eventbrite. You're going to send them reminders as well. Another reason why Eventbrite is cool is it has a link to map, to directions, makes it real easy for them to get there. And then, of course, the F word follow-up is you've got to make another call after your class to thank them for coming and to qualify the potential for having a meeting. Now, here's a little secret insider tip I'll give you. People that are pro members and our pro membership, where we do these classes for you and with you, we give them what's called an appointment setting form. And in there is a series of questions you ask people to find out what are their pain points, what are their frustrations about current lenders, what else do they want to need help with in their business, what's your one big idea from today's class, and then lastly, would you be open to having a coffee or a meeting to talk about your one big idea? Because everybody wants to take at least one of the ideas they learned from your class and they want to implement them. Guess who you are? You're the guide. You're the helper. You can help them get there. Okay? So does that make sense, guys? You like that, right? 5 tips to hosting a successful agent class or event. I hope so. Hey, you want more in-depth training? You want done-for-you classes? When LOs talk to me, what they tell me is that the hardest part of teaching agent classes is coming up with the content. That's what I've solved for you, okay? So if you want to check out the classes that are included, go check out mortgagemarketing.pro. There's a bunch of other stuff in there, not only agent classes, but other trainings on social media and how you build your own personal brand online and stuff like that. So that is where you go learn more about. That is mortgagemarketing.pro. As a matter of fact, would somebody in the feed right here, Doris perhaps, or anyone else listening, replay or not, type in mortgagemarketing.pro. Okay, that's the website, mortgagemarketing.pro. If you want more in-depth training, get your all-access pass to teaching agent classes. That includes video modules, give you a step-by-step system to help you fill the room, get you started, a blueprint for the hot topics, done for you PowerPoint every single month, speaker notes, handouts, free ebooks to give to the agents, checklists. Every month you get a video of me teaching you how to give the class, customized worksheets, customized personally branded flyers for you, right? On and on and on. Mortgagemarketing.pro. Somebody put that in the show notes, please. I'd appreciate it if you did. And we're just about out of time here, guys, because it's I'm going to type this in here as well. Anybody else? Let's see here. Mortgagemarketing.pro. Thank you, Doris. Appreciate you doing that. What's up, Carlos? How you doing? I got to jet out of here soon because it is my son's 17th birthday. That is right. 17 years to go today. That awesome young man came into the world. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Aaron, thanks for saying you love listening to the podcast. Appreciate that. New one is dropping tomorrow, in case you didn't hear it. Bill Murphy with Fairway. Did about 266 loans last year, mostly from teaching agent classes. So hope you like that one. And appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to close out by just sharing maybe one more thing for you because you guys have been such an awesome group today. Got to get back to my PDF little cheat sheet of notes here. All right. So lastly, I guess I could say this, guys, is that even in the world today of online, right, sexy social media that gets all the attention, here's what I know. I know that face-to-face still works. And I know that agents, in terms of referring business to loan officers, right, you're in a business where it requires you to be known, right? That old cliche that people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? So how do you get yourself out there? And what is your personal brand? How are you positioning yourself as unique and different? I propose to you that, as I had said at the start of this, as teaching agent classes is the #1 way to get more agents and referrals. I talked about that and about why. Because it positions you differently. You reverse the prospecting. They're coming to you. You're scaling your reach. You're reaching more agents in less time. You're delivering incredible value, and you're creating what's called reciprocation. If you study the book Psychology, not Psychology, Influence, right, which is the study psychology by Cialdini, Robert Cialdini, talked about reciprocation. When somebody gives you something, right, that's valuable to you, you feel induced to want to give back, right? It's called reciprocation. And especially when you align yourself with them, it's not just about teaching a class one and done and you're out. It's about creating a true partnership. So that's what we're helping LOs do. And if you want to see some of the success stories, go over to the website mortgagemarketing.pro. It is in the notes here. Mortgagemarketing.pro. I'll put it in there one time. And love to have you guys as a success story. If you got any more questions or whatever, reach out, hit me up on the page here. Facebook Messenger is always a good way to connect. And that's it for now. Hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to go out and celebrate my son's birthday and go somewhere for dinner. Hopefully he makes a good choice. It's not in and out, right? I mean, how many times can you have in and out? So I appreciate you guys being here and tuning in, whether it's live or on the replay. And we'll be going live more regularly on these, sharing more content. And if you guys have ideas for topics you want help with, put it in the comments below. One of the things I'm going to be dealing with coming up soon is more on digital marketing, more on like Facebook, custom audiences, right? How to target realtors using Facebook groups. All right, here's a sneak peek. One awesome thing to do is you do your agent classes, not just one time, but consistently. You now take those agent class, those attendees, and you put them in your Facebook group, and you continue the content share, you continue the adding value, you continue showing up and contributing and building your relationships through your own private Facebook group of real estate agents. It's a great way to kind of leverage and continue that dialogue and conversation. So that is it, y'all. See you on the next one. Bye for now.